Alright, the JV weld has now solidified, so it's decently hard there. Let it dry overnight, so we're just going to pull the tape off, and it comes off pretty easy. I did the same thing with the other stuff before. Now sometimes you'll get little air bubbles and that kind of thing. If you get air bubbles, basically you're going to have to get some more JV weld and fill them in, but I don't really see, there's one little tiny air bubble there. For the most part, I'm pretty happy with that. I think we're just going to kind of sand that down then. And make sure that's nice and smoothed out. For this, I'll just use this little sanding wheel. With a little bit finer paper. We're just going to sand that off. Oh, I grab my eye protection. Always wear eye protection when using a Dremel tool. The things are pretty vicious. Not sure. Probably just use hand sandpaper actually for this job. Alright, so we're just going to kind of sand that off. I'll probably just continue that later. It's already pretty much looking good to me. Now we're also going to have to sand this inside, because this actually has to fit back in here again, and it's not going to with this bulging out. So, we'll get something that fits in there. This little grinding wheel seems to fit alright. I have lots of Dremel attachments if you weren't able to tell already. Basically, we're just going to sand that down. And we're going to start trying to get that smoothed out in there, and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I just finished sanding the inside of this so it's smoothed out, so the internal components move smoothly. Kind of buff the outside of that a little bit just to make it nice and flush, smooth with the receiver half. Although the tape did a great job of keeping everything secured and smooth there. Everything's pretty well set. We'll go ahead and I'll just do a quick assembly here, since now we got pretty much all the parts. There are a few other things I wanted to do, but oops. I'll just get the main body assembled, and we'll take a look and see what she looks like. So we get the barrel adapter in there. Got our mag well. My pile of parts here. Let's see, this slides in there. Pin goes through there. Magwell pin, screw. Tighten that up. The rear sight assembly, we'll go ahead and put that in. Get a general feel for what everything's going to look like here. Just put on the trigger guard. Trigger assembly, the rear buttstock assembly here. Oops. Pin through there. Everything's pretty much assembled with just pins, so at least it's fairly easy. Sometimes they do get a little difficult to push in. Sometimes I take a little hammer and tap them. It's not quite going in. That one's being a pain in the butt. I'll have to figure that out in a little bit. Got our barrel. Screw the barrel on. Kind of gives you an idea as well as to what it will be like assembling normally. If you wanted to actually fully disassemble the gun. Barrel assembly just goes right on. Secures with one screw there. Let's tighten that up. Muzzle brake. This is just a flask muzzle brake. Flask muzzle brakes, flask paintball. They are based up in Canada. Those muzzle brakes actually fit RAP4 barrels. So that's the general feel of what it's going to look like. So pretty nice little rifle there. It's also the optional bipod. If you wanted to put on the bipod, I have my modified thumb screw. So that way, trying to keep it as toolless as possible. So if I wanted the bipod off, I could just take it off with that thumb screw. So you got the bipod if you'd like. So let's grab this. We'll get a nice little side shot. There we go. It's looking good. Looking good. All right. Loving it. Everything's fitting together pretty well. Just gotta check on that one pin, make sure it's going together right. Flask muzzle brake I think looks pretty good on that. Charging handle, functional, filled in that. Now we just basically gotta get it painted. After we get it painted, it'll start looking pretty nice. Gotta wait for the paint parts to come in. Once those come in, I'll go ahead and show you how I'm going to do paint on this. The other thing I'm going to want to do is I want to modify the mag well. So the last thing I want to do probably modify the mag well. I'll probably do this in another video or maybe a part of this video. For Scarab Arm magazines, I like the Scarab Arms magazines. They take first strike rounds. They're cheaper, they're lighter. They generally don't bind up as much as the RAP4 or the mil-sig mags. So these are pretty nice. I'm just going to modify this mag well for these magazines. Later on I might switch to the D-mag mag well when those are released. But currently this mag does not fit in because there's a round hole. It takes the old mag, so that's going to have to be modified. Also, I can't reach the mag release. So I did get a mil-sig extended mag release. So I'm going to have to modify the mag well here, probably mount that on permanently to that mag well, and have it so that this mag release is mounted onto the side there so I can easily reach it with my finger. So those are the next few things that need to be taken care of.